Testing 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. We are going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Californians and non-Californians, meaning other states. This is Jason J. Daniel. Welcome to the Jason J. Daniel Show. It is 11:59, so technically Saturday. In 1 minute, it's going to be Sunday. I might go to church. Who knows this morning if I get up. But I'm up late with you. Welcome to your California election companion for the conservative voter. I'm going to lay it all out for you on the table. I'm going to tell you everything I think and feel about this primary election. It is crazy. It is wild. Steve Hilton is freaking out. We're going to talk about that first. I'm going to go through all very quickly, not more than an hour because I'm not going to be up all night, but I'm going to go through every open seat, all the congressional House seats that are up for the primary vote. I'm going to talk about a few of the tax initiatives in the Bay Area, and we're just going to go from there. Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of State, I believe Board of the State Education Supervisor. I'm getting the name of that wrong. I'm sure I am. It's late, like I said, so it's been a long day for me. Did not sleep a lot last night because I was out with a friend having some adult beverages and enjoying life. I finally had a chance to kind of enjoy myself. I've been working massive hours. It's been incredible. I work hard, then I play hard. I work hard and don't sleep. And then when it's time to play hard, I don't sleep. But here I am. So God bless you guys for watching. You're patriots. Thank you for caring about your country, your state, your city, your district, your Congress. Hats off to you. This is for California. Now, some of the states have already voted over the last month or so, and there's also going to be another special election in California thanks to Gavin Newsom, who's the Eric Stilwell seat is up on the 16th. So after the 2nd, there's going to be another vote, which is for the special election for that one. Maybe we'll talk about it. I guess I will. But sorry if I'm rambling. It's just I don't really have any notes, just all in my head. But I want to say thank you for caring, and it's important that you vote. So I'm calling this Ballot After Dark. Now let me check. I've been having a lot of problems here. Let me check my. First, I'm gonna go through. Okay, cool. That's me. I've been having a lot of problems. I'm gonna take this out. I'm working, like I keep telling you guys this, and I'm really working on improving my setup and the things that I'm doing. I'm gonna do a little adjustment here. You may not have noticed it for my graphics. I'm on the fly here. I'm doing this on the fly. I've been going through a lot of issues with my podcast because it's growing. It's all good stuff. My social media is growing. My follower count is growing every day on all of my social media apps. And this has been a really incredible time for me. The last 2 years, I'd just say the last year has been insane. And it's all thanks to you. So I want to just jump right in, and I want to say, if you have somebody in your life that is wanting to vote as a conservative or vote for Republicans or try to break the cycle or break the wheel, as they say in Game of Thrones, of the evil empire, try to bring my chair down a little bit, evil empire of what Gavin Newsom has created out here, then this video is for you. Please share this video, or you can clip it, do whatever you want. It's only on YouTube right now. Usually I broadcast to 5 or 6 different channels, but because my podcast is growing, I've been upgrading my equipment, upgrading everything, you name it, lighting. I'm working on a camera upgrade, mostly, setup and technical. And the biggest thing I'm working on is my streaming software. If you're familiar with streaming, it's it's ubiquitous right now, but it's still kind of in its infancy, or maybe you could say it's teenagerness. It's not sophisticated like you think it is. These companies that are offering these streaming platforms are not sophisticated. They struggle to deliver a quality product. It's very hit and miss. And I'm a perfectionist. I want my shows to be perfect as far as I'm concerned. So I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I also put a lot of pressure on the equipment and on the software. And unfortunately, it crashes. So consider this a part two. I had a part one I did. Was it last night? It might have been. No, because I was out last night, the night before. So consider this a part two of what I did of the show earlier. I think I'm titling the show the same number, but either way, hopefully this will be a helpful companion for you. So I'm going to talk about all of the things that concern me, and I'm going to try to get it out to you pretty quick. So we're going to give you, we being me, I'm going to give you my California election primer. Couple of things you need to know. One, I'm a conservative Republican, but I was an independent and a moderate. So you also need to know something else. I'm socially liberal. I am fiscally conservative, and I'm a traditionalist. And there's a side of me that is a libertarian. I'm a live and let live person. So for example, let me give you a great example of this. Scott Wieners. Okay, he's a pervert. He's a weirdo. He's a psycho. We'll get into it. There's nothing good about Scott Wieners, but unfortunately for me, Scott Wieners and I socially are probably in alignment on a couple of 3 or 4 things. But as far as a lot of what he has done to destroy the protection of children, I'm totally against him. And he is a psycho and a loon. And I mean, it's for his politics. Like, I don't care if he runs in the streets at the Folsom Fair in San Francisco in chaps and leather. I don't particularly care. Have at it. It's not, I like to poke fun at it because it's hilarious. He doesn't wear a shirt outside. It's funny to me. But as far as me saying I won't vote for a guy who does certain activities that adults can do that's consensual, I don't get into people's sex lives. I don't do that. I don't get into the bedroom. That's not my thing. Now, unless someone like Gavin Newsom, who does something sexually when he was the mayor, that was a violation of the man code. It was abusive to his staff. It destroyed a marriage. It destroyed a friendship between him and his best friend. It was putrid. It was disgusting. That he did it while he was in office. He's a liar. He lied to his staff. That's one thing. But someone in their personal life having a moral failure is another. And I don't really have a problem with someone having moral problems as long as they don't affect his or her job in politics, and as long as they're not making choices off of those failings that hurt us. I know it's a tricky slope. So some of you, when it comes to like the Epstein files, Steve Hilton's in the Epstein files, there's another example. Some of you, that's a no-go for you. Some of you, you don't care, but you care about Wieners wearing chaps, but you don't care that Hilton was in the Epstein files, and Epstein called Hilton a fun guy. Okay. He knew who Hilton was. And there is evidence in the Epstein files, those emails, that Hilton and his team, or the team he was in, met with Jeffrey Epstein, and they tried to set up a meeting with Woody Allen. That is a problem for Jason. Now, I'm not going to tell you it would make me not vote for him, but it kind of would make me not vote for anybody else. But he's in a position where we need someone to win as a Republican. So it is tricky. And a lot of folks don't get into those nuances. They just vote red or blue, right? Or I like this person, I don't like that person. You'd be surprised at what people make a decision on for voting. So it's not that deep. Now, we get deep on the podcast, and I get deep and I get serious about it because I take it seriously, but it's not that deep. Some people wouldn't vote for Hilton, for example, because he talks like this and he talks like a teetotaler. Some people would not do that. Some people would not vote for someone that is of a different culture than them. I'm not even picking one culture out. Just some people have a line with that. Um, whether that's good or bad, you make the call. Everyone has their thing. Some people would not vote for someone that's pro-choice, even if they're fiscally conservative and they're a Republican and they do all these other things that are helpful to people. That's their line. So everybody has their line. Some people would never vote for Chad Bianco because he's a sheriff. Some people are terrified of that. They're terrified of the law enforcement aspect. They're terrified that there's a guy who could be the governor who all he wants to do is put bad guys in jail. I know, right? Some people have a problem with that. You should be aware of that. You see it in the news and on social media all the time. Most neo-Democrats have a problem with law enforcement actually putting people in jail. Some people would not vote for someone that wants a pathway to citizenship for illegal aliens. Some people would say, never voting for that, never doing it. And they're a Republican. They consider themselves a conservative, but they forget that George W. Bush was working very hard on that when he was the president before 9/11. His first 100 days, one of the biggest things he was doing was amnesty for illegal aliens. You don't remember that, do you? His dad was the same way. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a very socially liberal guy. He was you could say a left-leaning liberal guy on social issues, but on fiscal issues, he was a hawk and he was very fiscally conservative. And he just, but he didn't have the right advisors. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a Republican that had everybody that was a Democrat, Republican. Watch the Netflix special. It's so fantastic. They do an amazing job on cataloging the history of Schwarzenegger. But I don't want to digress, but I'm just trying to make a point here that you don't realize what people vote on. You think it's deep. It's not deep. So I'll finish my thought on Schwarzenegger. Everyone thought it would be great for him to bring all these Republicans and Democrats in. And Schwarzenegger actually, when he was getting his ass kicked by the legislature, he switched chiefs of staff and brought in one of the most radical left-wing chiefs of staff anyone could have ever brought in, and she fucked up and ruined his governorship. His legacy was ruined because of her, all because he did not know how to manage the legislature. I'm talking about the governorship now, so let's just get into that. I wonder if I have a graphic for that. We'll get into that. No, I don't. I guess I don't. Okay, but I do. But let's talk about it. Cal governor. So it's complicated, and Steve Hilton is freaking out, and he's made a lot of mistakes in the last 3 weeks about this. And why do I say he's made mistakes? Well, because he's freaking out. He should be resting in the lead. He should be confident. But he's got the wrong people advising him. Or maybe he's not listening to them, because his freakouts on the internet have been really detrimental. It's showing weakness, and I don't understand that. He was the strongest candidate. Everybody knows that. And something happened. You know what happened? The Democrats woke up, and they started to do what Democrats do. Completely fake a victory in the media, on the airwaves, on the internet, and in the campaign commercials. It's a clear Democrat strategy. They just start saying they've won before the election. Haven't you figured that out yet? I really wish Republicans could do that. Steve Hilton should have been doing that. He was, until, I don't know, the 50th debate. That was another mistake. Steve Hilton, after the debate where potatoes looked like a loon, and maybe it was the LA debate, the one where Chad looked really strong and him and Hilton kind of double teamed and started beating up these loons, and Becerra looked stupid, and they were talking about corruption, and Mahan was starting to get into his I'm a robot thing, and then his downward spiral, and potatoes started flipping out. Hilton, they did, I think it was 2 debates or something, and I was like, if I was Hilton's person, I'd be like, no more debates. I would not go. It didn't do him any good. He went down in the poll. He went down with people because he gave too much. He gave himself too much exposure to the Democrats to start practicing on him in these multiple debates. There were too many debates. Now, the debates that were televised for you statewide and in some cases nationwide on CNN, that was it. The CNN debate was the one that I thought he shouldn't have gone to, but he was stuck because you can't not go to that one because it's the biggest, viewership. The one before that, maybe it was San Francisco. It's hard to remember, but I just felt like that he had this strong lead, but then when the debates happened, he gave himself he gave himself up to the Democrats to be a target. Sorry, I'm a little fuzzy. It's late right now. I'm trying to get the words out. But he gave them too many opportunities to take shots at him, pot shots at him, right? And I think he should have been more selective in the debates, like Trump did that. I think in the last election for him, he was very selective in the debates that he went to, or maybe it was the 2016, or there was something to that. But whoever's advising him, it's hard because it's hard to tell your candidate don't do a thing, right? And the stakes are high and all this. Plus, Hilton started. The thing is he started attacking Chad. He started saying Chad needs to drop out because it showed insecurity and weakness. And then the Chad Bianco crew started just going to town on Hilton's weaknesses. Boom, 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 boom. And so now it's been Hilton weakness hour. It's been all about Hilton's liabilities. Now, why is this important? Well, because I'm going to cue you up to this video. Okay, so Steve Hilton is flipping out. He's freaking out. He's been doing he's been doing very nice, positive videos. I'm doing this over here. I'm eating a street taco and all that. And holding up, his endorsements. He's getting endorsements. He's got the Trump endorsement. That usually wins. If you're paying attention to Trump's successes with his endorsements, that's winning, even in blue and purple areas in the primaries up until this point. So instead of Hilton embracing it, making a thing of it, he started to not talk about it because the media, again, he did too many debates and too many interviews where he gave himself access to the media to try to pick that apart and ask him tough questions about it. And then all of a sudden he goes and decides to tell Chad to drop out, which was crazy. The team Chad went nuts on him and they started to go opposition research on him. And that should have happened after both guys got into the general. It could have happened. It was a possibility. Now I'm extremely concerned it will not happen, and so is Steve Hilton. Let me play this for you. Now I'm using Streamlabs, and Streamlabs is a little tricky. So if the audio is low, I'm going to try not to talk over it. I'm trying to turn it up and figure it out. I know you can hear me, but I'm not sure if this video will translate over. It's on X. Just go to Steve Hilton's X account. But let me try to play this for you. I'm just going to have you listen to it, and then I'll give you some commentary.
So these polls are looking very concerning. Yes, it's true that I'm leading in some of them, but it's also true that it's a very, very tight race. There's basically three people competing for two spots in the general election. If we don't get together as a party, if we don't unite, then we could have Tom Steyer and Javier Becerra in the general election. That is a disaster for California, means no change. It's a disaster for everyone who's running as a Republican up and down the ballot.
It's a disaster. A disaster. I'm the only person.
And that is my friend, Chad Bianco. Chad,
oh.
The best time to have talked out would have been a couple of weeks ago, but the second best time is right now.
Okay. Well, there's never a good time to drop out if you've been campaigning for 2 years. Chad's been campaigning for a long time before Hilton actually came on the scene. I guess I'm just wondering why Steve Hilton has been airing this out on the internet instead of calling Chad. Now, maybe he did, and Chad said, go fuck yourself. But I think if I was Hilton and I was really that concerned, I would pick up the phone and I would call Chad and I would make a deal. And this is why. Now, look, I'm just talking politics. Okay. I'm talking strategy. I'm not talking about who's the best man for the job. I know some of you watching this absolutely probably despise Hilton or vice versa. You despise Bianco. I'm not getting into that. I'm just getting into the politics of the mechanisms of this. If Steve Hilton, here's where I'm going with this. Winning shows you can win. Winning the small battles shows you can win the larger war. If you can't make a deal with another Republican, how are you going to make a deal with the most insane, psycho, whack job, lunatic, left-wing radicals in our state legislature? It's not going to happen. If you can't compromise within your own party, how can we trust that you can do it with the liberals? Which was my big concern for either candidate. I actually thought Hilton had the better chance to do deals with the liberals because he would be the one to most likely compromise, which you have to compromise in California. You have to, as the governor. It's not possible to be a Republican at this stage in the game and not compromise. It's not possible. So if you think a Republican's going to get in there and just tell them all to go to hell and it's not happening. And if Chad gets in there and you think Chad's going to be that guy, he will have to compromise or it means he's getting nothing accomplished. That's politics. So instead of Hilton going online and saying, my friend Chad needs to drop out, which is pointless because if he drops out, half of those people are not voting for anybody. Do you understand? It doesn't mean Hilton's going to get that 15% or 20%. Also, we don't know what the polls say. So Chad has no, let's say Chad wanted to think about that offer, give it some kind of credence. He doesn't have the statistical evidence to show that he's not winning because, in my opinion, all four of these guys that he named, Steyer, Becerra, we'll get into them, Hilton and Chad Bianco, all four of them could be 1 through 4. Hilton could drop to 4. And I think Hilton's concerned with that. He's acting very concerned. Steyer could drop to 4. And it could still be 2 Republicans or both Republicans drop out, drop down to 3 and 4, and we are fucked. And right now, I just don't know. I'm concerned too, Steve. I'm very concerned. But I'm concerned that you fumbled this. I'm very concerned that 3 weeks ago, you should have picked up the phone and said, let's make this deal. Let's figure something out. Look, a deal can be made. A deal can be made. It's politics. No one knows how many times behind the scenes in primaries and behind the scenes in presidential elections or presidential primaries, how many backroom deals are made where people agree to support each other and not run this time. You can run in for it. Come on, man. So Hilton is really showing a lack of creativity to be able to negotiate with Chad. And also, the more that Hilton cries about it, the more Chad is stronger. And the more Chad goes, well, clearly this is valuable to this dude. So what are you going to give me to drop out? That's politics. But Hilton doesn't have enough strength to offer anything because if he talks Chad into dropping out and Chad's people are so mad at Chad that they all don't vote, which is the possibility, some of these folks would never vote for Hilton. That's why they're voting for Chad. And there were people on the line that were not going to vote for Hilton. There were Chad voters on the line, and they've seen the things that has come out about Hilton, and they're even more now a Chad voter. And the fact that Hilton keeps telling Chad to drop out offends those voters. So the whole thing's a massive miscalculation by the people that are in charge of this campaign. And what concerns me is that Hilton has Democrats helping him, or he has Democrat handlers, or some people that are not on board with winning for the conservatives, because that's how I think he got into this mess. We know that a lot of his money comes from tech people too. All the tech people are giving everybody the money, so I'm not going to begrudge them that. And hell, I suppose if I were them, I would take it too. You need a lot of money to run. But his wife is very connected to Google. His wife is a left winger. That's a concern. They've kept her hidden on purpose. Bianco's wife is front and center in most cases. You know, I mean, it's reasonably front and center. She's not the wives aren't the candidates, but there are concerns with Hilton's lack of possible Bonafides as far as being a legit conservative. One of the things that concerned me was that his citizenship, he was a dual citizen for years, and his citizenship, he did not completely flip it to America only until about 6 or 7 months ago. I didn't mean to spend 30 minutes on the governor's race, but it is important. And I'm really concerned. But I have hope. And here's the hope. Here's the hope. And this is what Steve Hilton should be saying. Everybody vote. Get out there. Republicans vote. Everybody vote. Get out the vote. Get out the vote. Instead of saying drop out, drop out. Why are we going negative? You don't decrease to increase. You need to say, let's get the vote out, everybody. And he should have been neck and neck, hand in hand with the California GOP to get the vote out. And some people are saying that he's the weaker candidate of the Republicans, and everyone would love to get him into the general. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I think it would be tough and almost impossible for a Republican to beat a Democrat in the general simply because of the math. It's not there. But here's the caveat. If every Republican goes out to vote, we can win this thing. But the problem is you guys that are watching me are voting, but most people are not voting that are Republicans. And the media machine has been tuned up for Becerra. The reason why they weren't tuned up earlier, and let's get into the Democrats. I know the Democrats. I know the California Democrats. I've been doing this for years. They will lie, cheat, steal. They will sell their soul to pretend they're winning, and they've learned how to pretend to win. And sometimes they win because they pretend, and the media will lie for them and help them all they can. How about the Becerra interview 2 weeks ago, whatever, that was nasty and weird, and he was being mean to the reporter? Have you heard anybody talking about that? No. It was one and done. Because the Republicans don't have the machine in California in the media that the Democrats have. You think Gavin Newsom doesn't make phone calls all day to the media in California to puppet them? You think he doesn't? Well, he's never in California. He's never doing his job. He's on social media more than I am, okay? He's not running anything in California. He is an absentee dude. He probably won't even cast a ballot. He is the biggest fake, phony hypocrite. But the one thing he'll do is get on the phone and call your local a TV station affiliate and threaten them. You think he doesn't do that. That's why you are not awake. Because you think I'm making this stuff up. I've seen it. I've heard the stories. I've been involved in situations where I used to help with campaigns. Weak-minded people think, hey, everyone's going to be fair. That's weak thinking. The Democrats are never playing fair. Javier Becerra, for example, is one of the most corrupt politicians, and I'm just being factual. The facts show he's been involved in more corruption than most California politicians in the history of the state that we know of. And yet, he could be the next governor. To be Gavin Newsom light, Gavin Newsom is Miller, and Becerra's Miller light, because Becerra is very inept. That is his rap in Washington. His rap with the California Democrat leadership is he's a weak fish. He's limp-fisted. He doesn't do anything but just run around and act like a king, and he lets it all, the chips fall where they may. And he is the guy that let all of Gavin Newsom's crime crooks that are being indicted by the feds, he let all of them steal millions of dollars from campaign campaign finance funds that were given to him, and he's still raising money. Can you believe that? That's what goes on in this state. They don't care. You guys think they care. They don't care. So you have to stop thinking they care about you. They don't fucking care about you. What they care about is you as a number, so they can multiply you in the census by 75 and then get extra seats in Congress and then get all these extra funds that they can steal and launder through NGOs. Come on, man. Tom Steyer is an idiot because he has spent almost $500 million, I think, in 2 elections, one to be president and this one. He's of his own money. That should show you something. What it shows you is that Democrats, one, are absolute liars and hypocrites because all this no millionaires, no kings, no billionaires bullshit. Tom Steyer is all those things. Okay, you think Tom Steyer is not a king in his own world? You think he doesn't act like royalty? All these guys act like royalty. Gavin Newsom, all the potatoes. They treat you like garbage if you're not able to give them something, or if they can't squeeze the drop out of your lemon, they will ignore you, yell at you, threaten you, embarrass you in front of people. They don't care about you because Democrats have not ever been held accountable to be nice to you because you don't vote them out. You bring them right back in. And that's why Steve Hilton is freaking out, because he didn't get the memo. And the memo is you've got to think all the way to the end. And he didn't think past the general. You got to have the general in mind before you get involved in this. Now, there's a point where we thought the primary was the goal and we can do this. When Stilwell blew everything up, we thought that's huge. But I know the Democrats, and I know that they don't care who's doing what sexually. They don't care. Is Stilwell in jail? No. Is Stilwell indicted? No. Right? Come on. You guys think the Democrats will one day play fair. When have they ever played fair? And I'm talking about the Democrat leadership and these people that are running. I'm not talking about your Democrat neighbor who's a nice person who will give you, a beer on, football Sunday and you guys can hang out. I'm not talking about the voter. I'm talking about these corrupt people that are not really even connected to any cause other than causing trouble for California and then fighting Trump, right? Fighting Trump. Look, Steve Hilton should put the MAGA hat on. As soon as he got, hear me out, he fumbled that too. As soon as he got the endorsement, he should have put the hat on and rode that fucking thing, because the money would have kept pouring in. The media would have given him attention. They would have attacked him, and it would have elevated him, and it would have made him Trump's guy, and Trump would have elevated. Come on, man. They would have got out the vote for him. Why Chad didn't get it, I don't know. It could have something to do with Laura Loomer attacking him about the immigration stuff, and I don't know. Which, is all, it was stuff that he overcame, but Chad, that was a question, some of those videos, old stuff, old news, way past that. We're way past that. And is he the true conservative? Most likely, yeah. He's not married to a liberal loon that worked for Google and that has said stuff like she's a total globalist. Chad is a law enforcement guy. I believe everything he says. I believe that guy. I do believe Hilton, I suppose. But I'm just wondering why he has idiots helping him with his campaign. It blows my mind. So the freakout's on. I've been 36 minutes on this, but it's important. The freakout's on. And Chad is not helping Hilton at all. He's going hard on Hilton. But he has to. Look, I did a show about, The two things that bothered me about Hilton, I did a show about it with a new friend of mine who's super cool, Mike Cargyle. Smile, it's Cargyle. He's a cool cat. He's well informed, and we had a podcast. He was my guest, and we talked about some things that concern me: the Epstein files, the media. It's interesting to me the media has ignored it, and it could be because of the Democrats own Epstein more than the Republicans ever will, even though the media tried to make Trump own it and Republicans. It's all Democrats. So I think that was advantageous to move away from it. Plus, Hilton's reference in the Epstein files could be explained away without real hard evidence in front of people's faces. Now, there is evidence in the file. You read the emails, put it together. I think there's enough evidence to go, okay, he wanted to hang out with Woody Allen. There's a picture. I'm not laughing about the Epstein files. That's serious. But I think of that picture where Steve Hilton's looking like just this weird gremlin. He just looks like a weird, freaky gremlin grinding on Gavin Newsom. That photo is just hilarious to me. He's got photos of that, photos of him and his wife and Newsom, and on his Fox News show, which, what's so funny is I'm not a big Fox News guy, so I never really knew he had a show, it's crazy, right? I don't know how long he had a show. I never watched it until he ran I never ever watched it. But when he ran for governor, then I realized he had a show. But there's stuff on there. There's interviews of him saying, I'm not a Republican. Okay. Well, that's problematic, but people changed. Trump was a Democrat. He flipped. There's a lot of awesome Democrats who flipped to Republicans. We don't hold that. We're like, we embrace them, right? I say we because I went from independent to Republican. So I switched parties. It happens. But in the context of those interviews, it's not like, well, I'm not a Republican. I'm a Democrat. It's, look, I'm not a Republican, but he was like, the interviews are troublesome because he's like making a point to say, whoa, I'm not one of those guys. That's the way it comes off. Okay, well, when did you decide to be a Republican? When did you decide to give up your dual citizenship? 6 months ago. That was another problematic thing for me. I made a post that went 50,000 views viral about his dual citizen. I researched him. Like, he's a dual citizen. And I even put it into AI, and AI came back and said, there's no evidence he's not still a dual citizen. And then on my post, Steve Hilton's campaign, or Hilton himself in the first person, hey, Jason, I renounced my citizenship. He posted that comment on my viral post. I reposted, I think. I'll repost it again. I think it's important before the primary. But look, I'm not trying to trash him. I'm just, if we were at a bar having a drink, this is what I tell you. This is what I want my podcast to be. I want my podcast to be, what it would be like to hang out and have a beer with Jason and him just say what he thinks. We should be able to say what we think and not feel like that we're letting somebody down or letting our party down. It's not all black and white. Look, bottom line is, I think Steve Hilton is probably a cool guy, a stand-up guy. But I don't know. I've never met him personally. I saw him in person at a rally. I was 10 feet from him. There wasn't a moment where I could shake his hand. I would have, but he's a rock star. All these people were swarming him, and he loves people. He's brilliant with people. I thought it would be tough for him to get in this position, but damn it, he figured out a way to snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory. And that just shows a real overconfidence with a lack of planning. So the Hilton problem. What do we do about Hilton? What do we do? There's a song. What do we do? Not about Hilton, but what's that Andrew Lloyd Webber song? How do you solve a problem like Maria or something to that effect? Is that Sound of Music? Anyway, how do you solve a problem like Bianco? There's evidence. Let's talk about this. So that's it. We'll put Hilton on the shelf. Yeah, look, Hilton's got his flaws. I went through all of them. Also, he's taken over $250,000 in Democrat money from Democrat donors. Now, it happens all the time where Democrats will give money to Republicans. Republicans will give it to Democrats to leverage your bets. Companies do it all the time. They'll give $5,000 to this kind of, right? Oil companies do it. Utilities, they want to hedge their bets. There's nothing wrong with that in particular. But what's wrong with it is when it became a thing, the Hilton people didn't address it. They ignored it, which meant, okay, it's true. And the paperwork shows, right? He took money from major Democrat donors who donate to all the big psychos: Hillary Clinton, Harris, Biden, Gavin Newsom. Okay? So there you go. He took money from them. He still got the Trump endorsement. It's intriguing to me. So there could be something behind the scenes where Chad said something or something went down where Donald Trump didn't feel him. Now now I'm going to talk about something because I think it's important to talk about that I've been not talking about on purpose, and you might know about it. And I'm not going to make a thing of it. I'm just going to try to connect the dots. At one of the Trump rallies, I think during the campaign, was it in Pasadena or something, or wherever Chad is the law enforcement power, there was a guy who had a bunch of guns in his car and he got pulled over and he was arrested. It was a big deal. And Chad, I don't know if it was a press conference, but he came out and said, this guy came to possibly, do the old get Trump with a firearm, the old assassination. Pretty much it was a guy who had guns in his car, and why did he have these guns? We're not sure. But he was like a filmmaker or something. I forget his name, but he has a social media account, and all day long he just attacks. He's really mad. And I get it. So Bianco kind of put this guy out there as like a possible Trump assassin, I guess. I still have to research it. And that didn't go well for anybody, and it just kind of went away. And I do remember that hitting the news. It was one of those things. It went away, and I think it was before the election, for Trump's election. I'm sure it was. It was after Butler. Butler was at the place where the air. And anyway, so this guy he was exonerated, or he had a small gun charge or something, but the evidence did not prove that he was there to do harm to Trump. And but he sued Chad, and I think it's fuzzy. The reason why I don't have the details is I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole, because if I went down that rabbit hole, I would be interested, and I might do a show on it. And I just was wanting to not do that because I didn't want to. I just want both Republicans to do well. It's important to me. And so so anyway, this guy is like, he's on all the posts, and he's just, and he's got this whole, basically he's created his life. He's just trying to get, sorry if I look tired. It's very late. It's a late night show. I got to get this out. But he has this major vendetta against Bianco. He hates him. So he's always posting all these nasty things. And on how I became aware of this was on one of my posts. This guy that is hating Bianco because he has a bone to pick, he's kind of campaigning for people to go watch. He did a video, like he did his own movie or something. He's a filmmaker, so he's got a business. So he's trying to leverage it to get an audience for his point of view. Now, look, if you're watching this, to that gentleman, I think I remember your name, and I'm not trying to be facetious. I just don't want to misspeak it. Or I don't want to say it out loud because I'm not necessarily wanting to draw attention to this, but because it's not helpful to Chad, and we need to, we need the Republicans to try to get this civil war over, at least in the next 48 hours or something. But he's actively campaigning, and he put some stuff on my account, and I'm like, who is this guy? And then it turns out there's a group of people that actively very upset that happened. Now, where am I going with this? That is a direct connection to Trump. The Trump campaign, right? The Secret Service, Chad Bianco, protection, all that. I'm sure Trump heard about this and maybe he met Bianco, right? So it's intriguing to me. So there is a direct connection from Chad Bianco's activities to an event that happened at a Trump rally, which eventually did get to because Chad came out and said this guy had guns. We think he might have, we're not sure, right? But he kind of laid this guy out like, innocent. But the problem is the guy did have like too many weapons, and they were in his car. So there's a point where you can go, well, that's reasonable if you're Chad and everybody's, the whole assassination thing was hot and everyone was freaking out and tensions are high. And I can understand that Chad is like, this looks, hey, if it's a duck, it quacks like a duck. But again, I don't have all the details. So to me, it's a non-issue. I'm just saying there could be a thing. Maybe Trump felt embarrassed, or maybe he felt like that was a bridge too far. Maybe he felt like it took thunder away from, Trump's very sensitive, as we all know. Maybe Trump thought Bianco was trying to steal some Trump thunder, or maybe Trump didn't like that Bianco went out and made some statements about it. I don't know. I'm just trying to say, everybody thought Bianco would be the Trump endorsement guy, but it went to Hilton. But anyway, okay. So if you want to know what my endorsement is for the governor's race, it's the same. Vote for a Republican you believe in. Because at this point, if you're watching this video 3 days before, it's not going to matter to you. You've already made your choice. And that's why when Steve Hilton now is saying drop out, no, it's got to be no, dude. Get the vote out, get the vote out, get the vote out. Because no one's dropping out the day before, especially when no one knows what the polls really look like, because a lot of them are cooked. Now, I do believe Hilton probably has spent good money on some polls, and he feels like that he's struggling versus where he was before. But you need to act like you're winning, man. You need to do what Becerra's doing. Becerra acts like he's already won. Gavin Newsom, break the glass. Look, they're doing everything they can to help them cheat. And going and using the media to your advantage, which they do in California, is a form of cheating. And saying that you're going to break the glass, there's a scenario, that's a form of intimidation. Come on. And then they signed and Gavin made some fucking fake law saying that no one can seize ballots to review them if there's a potential problem to the elect. Really? Come on, man. We live in California. We live under a dictatorship in California. It's so bizarre and psycho. So there you go. On the governor's race, and then look, I've talked to a few people that are in the know, and I know people, and I'm not name dropping. I'm just saying I talk to people. People text me. I've been getting texts every day, messages and texts every day as we're getting closer by campaign. I've had to turn a few people down that wanted to get in on the podcast. It's just I don't have the time, and I wish we would have talked earlier. But as my podcast visibility is elevating, then people are, can I get on? And I'd love to. I'm gonna try to maybe squeeze 2 more in before Tuesday. I know. But I just want you to get out and vote. That's my recommendation for the governor's election. I want you to vote. I am going to cast my ballot. I'm going to fill it out and put it in tomorrow. Why did Jason wait so long? Well, because there were some things I wasn't decided on. I'm a voter just like you. Part of this podcast journey is so I can figure out who I'm going to vote for. I'm lucky enough to have them become friends or at least acquaintances in some cases. And it's exciting because I can endorse. There's one person I'm going to endorse who I like her a lot. She's really great. And I'll be able to vote for her. I'm excited. Not only endorse, but say, I'm going to vote for you. That means something to me because it means something to me. And I want you to vote. And if you decide to switch your vote, knock yourself out. There's nothing wrong with that. If you don't want to switch your vote, don't switch your vote. A lot of you have already voted. Cool. I'm getting numbers on California pre-vote. I'm getting the numbers. By the way, I'm going to go longer than an hour apparently, but this is important. And you guys will be watching it in the next few days anyway. If you're watching it tonight, God bless you. And then again, by the way, it's just streaming on YouTube. I'm going to have to actually take the file and drop it on all the platforms because I'm having streaming problems. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but that was one of the things I was trying to tell you. But anyway, so if you're watching this on YouTube, you're getting this first. I'll be dropping it on all the other platforms tomorrow. My throat is so dry. Pardon me. So, but the concern is that the Democrats, Democrats only come out to vote when they feel like they're energized by the news, right? So if they see the news is saying Becerra, 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 Steyer, 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 then Democrats come out for that because they feel okay with either candidate, right? Because they're both now starting to say the same shit. I watch YouTube streaming all the time to governor candidates. I watch YouTube streaming all the time at Paramount today because I watched the WNBA game. And I can't even tell you, you're probably experiencing it too, the amount of ads that Tom Steyer, Matt Mahan. Now, Matt's actually stopped this week because I don't think they're like, we're not spending more money. I used to see Mahan ones all the time. It made me crazy. Steyer, I was seeing Steyer ads 7 months ago. They're still doing it. And then now I'm starting to see House race ads. It's just like the amount of ads I see on streaming, YouTube, and the other streaming channels is just bonkers. And it's all the same stuff. And what's crazy is that I am not watching loon liberal stuff. I'm watching moderate news shows and sports and all these things, right? I don't sit around and research Democrats. I know what they're about. Like, they should be researching me, figure out what I'm about. I don't research Democrats. So I'm not sure why I'm getting all of this because it's all IP generated, and these ads that go right to your phones and go right to your streaming boxes, your Roku's, your Fire Sticks, all these things, your Apple TV, all those streaming ads are IP based and kind of like search words and regions and locations. So I don't know. All I get is liberals, and it could be that Republicans. The Republican candidates are not choosing to blow money on that stuff, maybe. But the bottom line with the Republican situation is they both have a shot. Anything's possible. So if I was Bianco, I'd be like, you drop out, bitch. You're the one acting insecure, right? It gets really chippy. The problem is Hilton has nothing to offer. Sorry, I wish I had chapstick. Hilton has nothing to offer. He can't say, oh, it will make you lieutenant governor because he has nothing to offer. What's he going to do? Oh, Chad will make you secretary of bullets or something. Like, Hilton has nothing to offer in a compromise. So why even tell the guy drop out? They just did not anticipate. Maybe they didn't think they'd be in the lead. That's possible. Because no one thought that was possible. Then it happened. But what's the most likely scenario? There's something called the law of disapproving evidence. And I don't know if you've heard of this, but Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, God rest his soul, Charlie Munger, but those guys, some of the richest people in the world, Bezos, Elon, they go with a law called the law of disapproving evidence. And essentially the law says, when you're looking at a problem, do you see evidence that disproves your theory? Until your evidence disproves your theory, go with your theory. Because your theory might most likely be right unless you're hitting evidence that tells you it's not. And then when you hit disapproving evidence, don't try to make it fit your narrative. Look at it, review it, stop your direction, change. That's how finance works. Finance, if you have a negative balance, you can't spend negative balance, right? So you have to look at that law of disproving evidence. There's no disapproving evidence. There's no evidence to me disproving that Chad Bianco can't still be 2 or even 1. There's just not enough evidence with polling to show us that he's that far behind. All we saw was this. All of a sudden, it was like Bianco, Hilton. And then all of a sudden, when they decided Becerra would be the guy, that's what they did. Gavin Newsom, Pelosi, all those fuckers, they said, okay, we'll go with Becerra. That was news 2 weeks ago. It was Washington made the choice, guys. the people in Washington, the Democrats in Washington, Gavin Newsom talked to his leadership out there. They're all involved in it. They said, okay, Becerra, he's the guy who could most likely be controlled and less likely to cause trouble and less likely to audit things. So then it was like, it's on, and then the media started doing their campaign for him. It's crazy how much media he gets for free. That's positive. Remember that interview with that lady the rookie who he chewed up and spit out, and then everybody's like, he's so bad. There was 2 days on that and then gone. Why isn't it being replayed every day by both these campaigns? You tell me that. That was a huge moment where it showed weakness for Becerra's campaign and for his image. But did Bianco loop that? No. Did Hilton loop it? No. They thought the media would. You got to be fucking kidding me. Now, I'm not saying Chad, but I know Hilton for a fact. They let it go because Hilton's trying to fight too many battles. He's trying to fight everybody, which elevated everybody. If you're fighting everybody, you're elevating everybody. If you're only fighting one foe and ignoring the other ones, then those folks will have to fight you, which will elevate you. Come on, man. Who's running these things? This is all easy math here. And so I know Hilton's strategy is boots on the ground, boots on the ground, boots on the ground. For him, he's going to go to every small town he can go to. And I love that about him. That is old school campaigning. But this is fucking California where everybody is living in their phones. And if they didn't learn anything from Spencer Pratt's unbelievable, incredible rise to possibly winning this thing in LA, definitely being one of the finalists in the primary, that's a lock. He did it through what? His fucking phones. They did it through AI. They did it through pounding the internet, which I know Bianco's team really were good at, very good at, and then started locking that in towards the end, that could be it for him. That could be the game changer. Anything's possible. I'm holding out hope because I can't imagine having the Republicans locked out. I just can't imagine. And us having to be tortured by the fact that one of these two psychos, Becerra or Steyer, could possibly be the next governor, and we will be under the most incredible dictatorship we've ever seen. And I said it. You think Tom Steyer is going to be a good governor? He was confronted by some crackheads or whatever, some losers on the streets. I'm not sure where he was at. He was trying to drive his motorcade through. Like 5 people stopped his car and he hid in there. And they were threatening him, don't come in my hood or whatever they were telling him. And he's, cowardly. I would have rolled my window down and said, hi, you know what? I would love to be your governor. Let's talk, man. Like, if you can't be the governor of the people that hate you, you can't be the governor. So this guy is going to be in his ivory tower. Becerra is even going to be more checked out. And we're going to get hosed. And they're going to they want to raise taxes till there's no more taxes to raise. And I'll just stop. I pay a lot. It's crazy. Gas prices. They blame Donald Trump for their messes. They literally believe that. Yes, Trump did raise gas prices through the war. Another story. He owns that. But California has created the most massive scheme around oil that has ever been created in a state. And there are so many people making millions and billions off of the struggles of Californians just trying to pay for food and gas. And Tom Steyer and Becerra will only make it worse because they want to steal your fucking money as much as they can. The people that work around them are thieves and crooks. They're going to federal prison. They're being indicted. They're crooks, man. Rob Bonita is another crook, attorney general, a crook. And all they do is bitch and moan and cry about Donald Trump. All they do, bitch, moan, and cry, bitch, moan, and cry, blame him on everything, and then brainwash you into go, oh, maybe they're right, while they have their hands in your pocket. So vote. That's the only answer. Get out and vote, or get your vote in before voting day, because they know the math, and they will they'll start announcing it early. They will they are not going to obey any rules. So here's my predictions. One, okay, you've got 4 people ready to sue. They're all ready to sue, okay, because it's going to be tight. The Democrats for sure are going to sue. So whatever Democrats locked out, there's going to be one Democrat locked out. So most likely, I'd say most likely there's going to be one Democrat locked out. Like, that's going to be very close, and that person's going to sue. And if it's Steyer, he's definitely suing. Becerra will sue. Chad will sue. They're all ready to sue because there's going to be shenanigans. So one, they're all going to sue. Whoever wins won't sue. Those 2 won't sue, but the other 2 will sue. And then Gavin Newsom will make sure the vote is continued to be counted. That's the glass-breaking scenario. They will start to tell you the Republicans are losing, but they'll continue to open the vote up, and then they'll be ready to go to the California Supreme Court and do this and file that. We're doing this. This is how we do elections in California. It doesn't end on election day. It ends when the Democrats can squeeze every life out of the law and then rig your vote. Sorry, it happens too much. How do they have a supermajority? How have they been able to get a supermajority? It's not possible just through natural circumstance, but it's very possible through manipulation of the vote and through stealing and rigging. Sorry, it's what they do. Okay? I've seen too much of it. In the 2000 election, there was too many things that went down that were too weird for us to say there wasn't election fraud. I'm sorry, there was. And also the Hunter Biden laptop suppression cost the election for the Republicans. We all know it. We all know if that crackhead's laptop had been verified and people had been able to really see it, and the internet really wasn't being throttled, then we all know that Joe Biden would not have been elected, because everybody would have been like, we're not electing a crackhead who can't pass background. But he didn't need to pass background because Biden's the president, right? So think about that. We had a guy in the White House whose son couldn't even pass background to get into the building. He's in the White House. Same thing's going to happen with the Democrats in California. They're going to have so many people that can't pay. You don't realize how many people working in our state government who couldn't pass background? But they don't have to because somebody hires them or lets them in, or they're a hot chick or a hot dude and they don't need to pass background. Come on, man. Wake up. Okay? It's not Pollyanna. It's not rainbows and cookies. This is Democrats running a supermajority, and it's like an organized crime syndicate, and they know how to run this. And the last thing Gavin Newsom's going to do is give up power to the Republicans, because they will beat his legacy to a pulp, which it's already massively destroyed as it is. But he wants somebody like Becerra or another liberal who will try to rebuild his legacy and all these things. Okay, I've done an hour on the governor election. Let me go through my. Okay, so there you go. There you have it. It's 1:00 in the morning. I can work with this. Let me give you my endorsements. Okay. Here we go. Okay. My endorsements. Okay. So here are my endorsements. I'm just going to read them off for you guys. Sorry, I'm so parched right now. It's crazy how dry I am. And I have all these things, but it's just full disclosure. There's lights on me, and no matter how cold I make it, and I can't make it too cold because it will interrupt things. It'll be a sound on the mic and stuff. I can't be, there's certain ways you can keep it cool, but these things get pretty hot in here. Okay, so my endorsements. All right. I have how many endorsements? Thanks for watching, guys. Even if people don't watch, I still love this. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 endorsements. Here's my there's a lot of seats up for grabs, but these are the people that I can tell you I've researched and I either have met them. Most cases I have met. I've met 2 of them. And but the other 2 I've not met, but I've researched, and they're going to be good for California, so we got to go there. Okay. The first one is CA3. I'll give you my endorsement there. Obviously, no shock if you watch the podcast. I am endorsing Christine Bish. She is wonderful. She is a firebrand. She is brilliant, and she is a patriot. She cares about the country. Watch our podcasts. She will do anything you would like her to do for her to explain who she is. She will go and meet you. She will shake your hands. She will answer. She will speak to you for hours. She cares about the voters, and she cares about the country. And I know Donald Trump would endorse her. Trump has reposted her. Trump has appreciated the work she's done. She's done work to expose Adam Schiff and Creepy Stalwell and other loons in our federal government. She is a watchdog in a lot of ways, and she is wonderful on TV. She's done so much media. She's debated Ami Bera, who she's up against, who could most likely will be at least the Democrat in the primary. Now, Christine's up against this other cat, and his name is Michael. Man, it's late, so I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't. It's what's his I'm bad. Let me look at my notes here. It's so okay. Here we go. It's Rob Tucker. Sorry, I said Michael. I know. Rob Tucker. There's so many names. Rob Tucker. He was endorsed by the GOP and has the local GOP has a lot of endorsements, but Christine should have gotten the endorsements. She's the real MVP. So Christine Bish is my endorsement for 3. So if you're in 3, she would be a fantastic vote. Vote for her. My next one. I feel bad that I got Rob Tucker wrong, but it's late. California 35, Cargyle. Now, he's already a lock because it's only him against the loon Democrat, but Mike Cargyle is a friend of the podcast and a patriot and a wonderful father, husband, and just a solid guy, and he would really kick some tail, and he's brilliant. So Smile, it's Cargyle. He is my endorsement, or I am endorsing him. He's my recommendation for 35, District 35. Your alternative is a psycho. So easy call right there. Okay, so those are the only ones I'm endorsing. That's House votes. AG, Michael Gates. Let's vote for Gates. He is the common sense vote. Bonita, Rob Bonta. I say Bonita. I don't know why, but Rob Bonta. I think it's pronounced Bonta, but you know what I'm talking about. He's just Google corruption in California. Look, what's the thing on him? Well, I'll get to him on my psychos. I have my psycho list, but anyway, Michael can beat him. So Michael Gates, my endorsement. And then state superintendent. And again, these are the only endorsements that I felt comfortable with because I've researched, I follow them on social media, or they follow me, or I've had an interaction with them. I have a feel for them, or I know their history. And by the way, these are all conservatives. I will not endorse a liberal or a Democrat or a moderate Democrat. I'm sorry, I will not. And it's nothing personal, but we're in a real mess here. We need conservatives, and we need people that are registered Republican, because that counts in the House. We just need the consolidation. Now, if I meet a Democrat, I'm open-minded, who's a moderate, who can make me feel comfortable about the things that work with fiscal sanity, crime safety, smart immigration. Healthcare, I'm open, but I haven't seen it yet. I know at least a Republican would have pressure on them to do Republican things. And right now, the current Congress is a fucking joke. All the Republicans in our current Congress, I wish they were gone and we get new ones, but that's not how it works. So I would say vote for them again if that's your option. But there's no way you're going to win if you trade a Democrat for a Republican. It's not the payoff, at least for Californians. Okay, let me get to it. Sorry. Okay, State Superintendent Sonia Shaw. Sonia is a star, rising star. My dream would be to have her on the podcast. She just seems like a really great interview, and I would learn so much. I just would love to talk to her. But we follow each other on social media, so I am privileged. Thank you, Sonia, if you see this. And I will post this clip separately, but I really want you to win. I've watched a number of your speeches and presentations. I've watched I don't know, I think hours of stuff you've done because I'm just really intrigued with your passion and how brilliant you are with the facts and how straightforward you are. And you love the kids, you care, and that's important. So Sonia Shaw, I really, really would love to see her get that spot. That would be dope. Okay, so those are my four. Again, Christine Bish, Mark Cargyle, Michael Gates, and Sonia Shaw. Those are my endorsements. Okay, so let me give you my goodbye on that list. Now let me give you my psycho no vote list. Let me move that graphic. Okay, so this is my. Can you read that? I've got it. Where should I put that where you can read it? Oh, right here's fine. Okay. This is my list of psychos that if you vote for them, you deserve what you get. Do not vote for these people. They are loons. Okay. This list is much longer. Okay, here we go. We're going to run through it. This is Jason's list of psychos do not vote for that's running for office. District 6. Let's just start with the districts in order. There's a lunatic named Lauren Babb Tomlinson. She is a radical along the lines of like a Jasmine Crockett. She calls herself a community organizer that fought ICE in the streets or something. And she's doing her best to make sure abortion is on demand and like anything else that you want to do that will destroy the fabric of society. She's down with it. So don't vote no on that loon. In District 6, there's also another crazy named Thin Ho. And Mr. Ho has commercials that I've seen too many times where all he does is talk about how he's going to fight Trump in the streets and some weird, crazy shit like that. And he's going to put ICE in jail. And his job is to destroy Trump's agenda and whatever, dude. No. Okay. Also, I think that District 6 is, Kevin Kiley's running in that district. He is not a Republican anymore, but he's pretty much the Republican vote. I'm not saying vote for Kiley. He's not, I don't have to vote for him because he's not in my district. I'm in Northern California. But I would vote for him over those two loons. Also, the third loon is Dr. Pan, Richard Pan. Now, Dr. Pan is an old school Obama guy. He is a physician in Sacramento County. And he is a guy who will have you put in jail if you touch him on the street, okay? There was a guy that was kind of doing the whole man on the street thing with Dr. Pan during COVID. The reason why the shutdown was so intense was Pan was part of the shutdown legislation. So you can thank him for a lot of the stuff Gavin Newsom did because he was part of that cabal to fuck up your world with COVID. So if you're mad about COVID, you're not going to vote for this cat. He was all about forcing babies to get the shot. And then there was a guy who was upset about COVID on the streets doing a Facebook Live, and he touched Pan on the shoulder or kind of did something to him. It was something you don't do, okay? I mean, I wouldn't have recommended it, but Pan made a thing about it and had the guy arrested. He just freaked out. Oh my God, you touched me! It was crazy. Got him arrested or cited or something. So if you're a Democrat, please don't tell me Republicans are the ones that will get protesters thrown into jail because Democrats do it too. So, but look, I have not heard anything negative about him, but I know his history in the legislature, and it's just been just a shit show with him. And whatever Gavin tells him to do, he's going to do. Whatever Mama Pelosi tells him to do, he's going to do. He's a psycho. No, he's on my no psycho list. House 7, California House 7. This one's the interesting one. This is the one where the Stockton City Council lady, Ma Vang, she doesn't believe in the American flag. Okay. Why don't we just put you in Congress? Well, I mean, we do that with people that don't love America. So she's thinking, hey, why don't I do this? So she went viral. Look, I pretty much know the person, I believe, who spearheaded this. I haven't talked to this person, but I know who they are. I had worked with them before in politics, doing a thing. And that I believe I know who did it. This is the Doris Matsui, I believe, district she's running. She's a big-time heavy hitter along the lines of Pan and some of these other name brands for the loon list. And so my Vang, I say no vote on my Vang. She's a loon. I'm actually digging into that race a little bit. You might see more on that in the next couple of days on my podcast. We'll see. Try not to burn myself out, but it's there's so many things to do. So no on her. She's a psycho. Matsui is an Obama Clintonista. She's been around forever. She's a no to vote too, but if you're a Republican, you're not voting for Matsui. California 11. Okay, this one's the fun one. This is the Wieners. The Wieners election. Okay, here's the absolute no's. Obviously, no on Wieners. What else can you say? I mean, Wieners has done everything he can to try to make children completely vulnerable to mayhem and chaos and destruction and death and assault. Wieners does not have children. He doesn't understand what it's like to raise children. So he's the absolute worst person to be making decisions about children. But all he wants to do is write legislation to harm children. So fuck you, Scott Wieners. Get out of Congress, or don't get into Congress, bitch. So no on him. It's late, so I'm edgy. Sorry. Connie Chan is another loon. No on her. If you're out there. Now, I know it's tough for you in the Bay Area because you don't have a lot of choices. I'm just telling you the no's. If I was you, who I wouldn't vote for. And then last but not least, there's this guy named, and I'm not trying to be facetious. His name might be tricky for me. Sakat Chakrabarty. Chakrabarty. Okay. He is attacking Wieners all day long. I'm sorry. No, he's not attacking Wieners. He's the guy that I believe campaigned. Yeah, he's the guy I think that campaigned with Pikert, that Hassan Pikert, the guy who's becoming famous for being a nobody. He's anti-Israeli. He's anti-Trump. He's anti-ICE. He's anti-federal government. He's anti-you keeping your money. He's anti-you. He's anti-conservatives. You get where I'm going. He's a psycho too. No on that dude. So as far as who you're going to vote for in 11, some of you guys that are very well researched, have some ideas, go for it. Okay. Let's see here. 17. Oh, Ro Khanna. If you follow me on social media, you will see on X that I am almost on a daily basis lighting up Ro Khanna for being a con artist, for being a liar, for being a dirtbag, for being a guy who made the Epstein file list his priority to essentially hijack the federal government, and he caused chaos in our nation and in the world. Him and that lunatic Massey who lost in the primary. Ro Khanna is more unpopular than Ro Khanna thinks he is. He is a scam artist. I'm over it. No on Ro Khanna. There's other options. If you vote him back in, it's just going to be problems because the guy is dead set on trying to run for president. Oh, yeah. And the guy has millions and millions of dollars of fraudulent fake stock trades, insider trading that he laundered through his family. He's just as dirty as the rest of them, okay? He's a hypocrite. He's the last person that should have been trying to be some crusader against the deep state. And that's how these guys do it. They act like they're a crusader against the deep state, like Stilwell and Ro Khanna and Massey, but behind the scenes, they're doing all sorts of crazy, weird, obscene shit, and they're stealing money, insider trading, but then they act like they're saints in front of the cameras on the social media, and like Jesus has anointed them to change the world, and all they're doing is taking your money and making themselves richer and doing nothing. All this guy does is talk about himself. I've never seen him talk about anything about helping the people, and you're there to represent the people. Stop making yourself rich. I'm done with him. California 36. Ted Lieu. He is, what can you say about Ted Lieu? He is a vile person. He's just a vile human being. He gets up and says the most disgraceful, terrible, monstrous lies about anyone's a Republican or president, anyone on down. He does these press conferences when no one cares, but he puts it on the internet and spews out the most vicious, nasty, garbage, vitriol that you will get out of most of the Democrats. He's one of the worst, and he is honestly just a weird, creepy dude. He's a lying, creepy weirdo. We don't need liars like that, and he doesn't care about the people. He's there for himself. No on that psycho in 36. 43, Maxine Waters. She's one of the Clintonista, Obama loons. She's there to fuck your life up. She is good for nothing. You see her everywhere on nationwide media saying violence against conservatives and do all these things. She is also older than you might think. And it's time to term out some of these people that have been in Congress for so long. Maxine Waters, no on her. Let's see here. Lieutenant Governor. Okay, so let's go to the Lieutenant Governor. There's a guy named Josh Friday who did a video with Gavin Newsom, pretty much grinding with him. If you do a video with Gavin Newsom, don't talk to me. So no on that loon. Michael Tubbs is also running for Lieutenant Governor. You remember him? He's the guy who was the mayor of Stockton, one-time mayor, and he was so terrible, he couldn't get reelected. In Stockton, he got Obama's endorsement and still couldn't get reelected. He followed a guy who I knew. That's a whole nother story. I know Stockton really well. He was the mayor after a guy who went to jail. The former mayor of Stockton went to jail, and then Tubbs got elected. Tubbs couldn't do anything. Stockton's a mess. Tubbs came up with this thing where it was like give free money to people that can't work or bums or something. They were giving checks to the homeless and trying to do a universal fund or something or universal income thing. That was a disaster. HBO did a special on him like he's the next Obama. That tanked. And now he's trying to be lieutenant governor. So, he put a lot of money in, millions of dollars, and he hasn't cracked the code. So a vote for him is a vote for the old school. I'll say this. He's not a radical. Okay? He won't threaten violence against you like these other psychos. So if you vote for him, he's not a bad guy. He's just a bad vote. Okay? No on that. And last but not least on AG, Rob Bonta. The guy who took, I started on him earlier, and now here's the continuation. He spent $450,000 on legal fees, campaign money on legal fees, $500,000, to try to fight off an indictment that he was afraid he was going to get because he took money from the dudes that gave money to all the corrupt politicians in the Bay Area, the guys who are on tape bribing, these brothers that own some garbage truck company. They're very involved in Oakland politics. They were giving money to that Oakland mayor, Sheng Tao, who got recalled. And they're all looking at 100 years in the slam, and he took $500,000 or something from him and from these guys and gave it back and said, oh, it was an accident, and the media let him off. He shouldn't even be running again, but you guys let him off. The voters let him off. Do not vote for this monster again. He's a crook and a thief and a liar. Come on, man. I'm not the only one that knows this. So there's your psycho no vote list for Tuesday. Don't vote for those crazy creeps, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so let's take that one off. Okay, so let's do this. It's been an hour and 30 minutes, I think. Yeah, an hour and 20 minutes. Let me see if I can run through this. I did go through all of the seats that are up for election. I have something I can show you. We're going to scroll through them. I gave you my nose. Now I'm going to give you my considerations. I can't endorse these people because I don't know them, but I will be able to help you with your considerations if you're a conservative. Got it? Okay. Let's go to the, let me set a little thing up here. Now let's go to this screen. Here you go. Okay, cool. It's working. So this is a voter's guide that I found that was pretty cool. You know what? I'm going to take a break. I need to do something. I need to go get a Gatorade. My throat's extremely dry and I ran out of water. So before we jump on this, I'm going to go back to I'm going to put up the intermission screen. We're still going to be live. If you're watching this live, if you happen to be up, I'll be right back in like 20 seconds. If you're watching this taped or you're watching it after, just hit that button 2 or 3 times and we'll be back. Okay, hold on, guys. Well, that shouldn't be there. All right, that's better. Okay, I'm coming back here. I'm coming back. Okay, I'm back, guys. All right, I've got a mashup Gatorade. Here we go. I love the color schemes tonight. Man, they hit the spot. Oh my gosh. I'm so parched. Gatorades, I have like 20 of them. Sometimes I drink 3 at one time. I just open them all up. Got my hydration water. Perfect hydration. So I'm going to mix that. It's a pH is 9.5. Did you guys know that water, I'm spilling it. Oh, squeezing it. Did you guys know that water has a pH? Oh, it's leaking a little bit. Oh, geez. This is a little messy. Let me move the mic. Okay, here we go. Water has a pH. Oh, so this everywhere. All right. Okay, whatever. We're gonna buzz through this. I can maybe do it in 10 minutes. All right. So as you see here, this is the starter screen. Sorry. As you see here, this is called iVoter's Guide. Now at the top it says like voting for God or something. This is not, I think it's like a religious based or a Christian based voting guide, but this isn't what it's about. It's very simple, so anybody can use it. All right, so don't get caught up in that. Okay, that it says that. So let me adjust this right here. Got to adjust some things. I got a few screens going here. Okay. So what you're going to see here is we're going to jump all the way to the top. What you're going to see here is, there we go. So this starts at the very beginning. I wish there was a way to jump up. It says grounded in God, rooted in research. That's me. Let's see here. Okay. Give it a second here. Let me do something real quick. Let me jump off this screen. Let me it's be better for you if I do that, and then I can do an adjustment here without having to worry about standby. Okay, here we go. Cool. All right, so let's do this again. Let's try this again. Don't try this at home. Okay, here we go. Cool. All right. So there are some other elections here. The 616, we're not going to worry about that. This is your California primary. Okay. So let's just go through district by district. Okay. So now you'll notice on this side here, it's got like this liberal or conservative like gauge. Like if you're liberal or verified, it's pretty cool. If you're liberal or conservative, it'll show you right there, right? And then you'll see the name of the rep. Okay, so anyone. So for District 1, if you're in the blue, no, I'm not concerned with you. Here's a conservative, James Gallagher. Give him a shot. Sorry, I'm choking out. No on this guy. These are my recommendations. I'm not recommending anybody that's no party preference. Jot Thara. He doesn't have a lot of info. He says he's a Republican. You can give it a shot. Okay. Oh, sorry. Did I? Oh, okay. Yeah. Special one. Okay. We're still in one. So for some reason it's twice here. Okay. No. Okay. Let's go to 2. So there's your 1. 2. Rep District 2. Now I don't know exactly these regions. Some of them I might know, might not. But if this is your region, you'll know. No on this guy. No. Robin here, it says she is reasonably conservative. Right on. And she looks very nice and pleasant. Paul Salisbury, it's a nice photo. Paul's got the old school collar and the white shirt thing. Kind of out, Paul. Okay, no, nobody's really rocking that anymore. Consider a suit and tie. Can never go wrong with that. He's conservative. I'm open. Angelita Valles. I'm sorry. I put sounds to words if I'm names all the time that don't count. She's conservative. She's an option for you. Rose Penelope, no. No, not a no party, and no on this person. Okay, there's your conservative options. For 3, we've already talked about 3. Hell no on Omni Berra. That's a very old picture of him, by the way. He looks kind of like me, but not as handsome. Actually, Omni Berra's a handsome guy. I'm not gonna talk shit about that. Christine, the friend of the podcast, she is listed as conservative. Can't argue with that. She is our endorsement, so no one else I will endorse. So we're going to jump to 4. Eric Jones. There's some commercials that I've been seeing, which is very interesting. Democrats are this other Democrat here. This guy here, Mike Thompson, is attacking the fuck out of this other guy, calling him a lap dog and stuff. Those commercials stick in your head. You'd think they don't count, but they do. I'm not voting in this election, and I can tell you who hates who just by the commercials. Verified liberal. You like this? Verified liberal. That means he's probably thrown himself under an ICE vehicle. He's probably put on an Antifa mask and ran in the streets. You're a verified liberal if you do that shit. So I don't give a fuck about those guys. But Ray looks like a good vote for me because he's conservative. So Ray's an option. Sharon Brown, who didn't even give us a picture. Fuck you. Then, sorry, Christians. It's late. We've got Mandy Gosar. She's a Republican. She looks like a nice person. I'm assuming she's conservative. Vote at your own risk. Josh McKenzie. That looks a little doctored with AI. I'm not sure what's going on with the 1776 hair, but he's an option. And then who cares about this guy because he didn't pick a party. And then Chuck Urbay. He looks very sinister there, but whatever. He's an option. Okay, let's go to 5. Mike Barkley. No. Okay, yeah, this is Tom McClintock. He's old school. He's very conservative. McClintock's been around since Jesus was walking the streets, and McClintock probably owes Moses a quarter. That's an old joke, dad joke. McClintock, you should vote for him if you want to keep that seat conservative. Oh, here we go. We talked about 6. This is Lauren Tomlinson. She's the loon. I've been seeing her commercials where she's so excited to fight ICE, and she's a radical. So no on that. Oh, and then there's Thin Ho who needs to just chill out. This is Kevin Kiley's district. Conservatives will probably vote for him. Dr. Pan, we talked about this one. Okay, let's jump to 7. Matsui, again, she's verified liberal, but again, she's been around for 1,000 years. She's Obama, Clintonista, you name it. These could be the people that may have leaked the whole not turning your back on the flag. Here's my Vang. Interesting info. If you guys are watching this podcast, let me just throw this out here. Mr. Nwobi, hopefully I'm saying that right, sir. I'm trying to. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Ralph is a Republican who is conservative. It says leans conservative. I believe he is more than just leaning. I am researching this gentleman, and I might have more information for you. So keep your eye out here in the next few days. But I'm not endorsing. Can't do that yet. But I might. I'll just say this. I might find an endorsement out of this election, this district. It's a Sacramento district. I know the district well. I know a lot of the players. I know some of the people running the Matsui campaign. There you go. Zachariah Woodson is also a Republican option. Not a lot known about him, but the conventional wisdom says that Ralph really has the better name recognition, but for some reason, the Matsui campaign keeps talking about Zachariah. Interesting. So a little bit of politics in there. That's all politics. District 8. No on that guy. No on that guy. Rudy leans conservative, so that could be an option for you. He looks like he's the only conservative on the ballot. I do like Aaron's hair. You know what, man? I think I know him. I might know him. It's been a while. Because, again, I used to run in some of these circles in Sacramento. I think I know Aaron. It's been years. I believe I do. Good hair. Okay. District 9. I'm not saying I'm endorsing him. I'm not sure if he would remember me, but I think I've worked with him. District 9. I think Josh Harder he might have the seat. He might be the incumbent. I'm not sure. This doesn't say incumbents. I wish it did. Again, I know a lot of this stuff, but it's a lot to know. Khalid Jafar, if I'm saying that right, he's the Republican. They've listed him as a moderate. That's a concern for me. I'd rather it say nothing, but okay, we're open. John McBride, he's listed conservative. I think he might be the conservative front runner. That's interesting to me. And then Parminder Happy Singh, Republican. There's another option for you. So you got 3 good options there. Oh, and then Martin. He's another option. Again, I haven't handicapped it, so I don't know who's got what. I don't know what kind of campaigns these cats run, but we're just talking about getting Republicans in office right now. If you're conservative and you're watching this, those are some options for you. District 10. No. And then we have Angela Griffiths. I do not know much about her, but she looks like it might be an option. This is interesting. The dial said she's leaning conservative. Interesting. If you're a Republican, you should be conservative, not leaning. But again, it's just a website. We have Joshua Hamilton, who's another Dem. Catherine Piccinini, am I saying that right? And Catherine is more conservative on this chart than the other candidate. She's an option for you. And then we've got Jeff Fries, who didn't even give us a picture, so screw you. And then another Democrat who no one cares about because he doesn't have a picture. District 11, I looked at this earlier and I was like, okay, this picture is interesting to me. He has a really bad haircut, but it could be it's a really dope haircut. It just is not looking good there. I'm a hair person. I'm a hairdresser, so I'm not judging. But it's interesting. But he's a liberal, so screw you, Gus. Okay. Sakat Charabarte, very far left. Oh, yeah. This is he's on my psycho no list. Look at that, far left. That's the first far left we've seen on this. Now it is San Francisco. But again, this is the guy that he's anti-Semitic. He's taking money from all the crazies. He is the craziest of the crazies. Now, speaking of nuts, we have Connie Chan. She's not as crazy. So if you're trying to get crazy versus crazy light, she's crazy light. But why would you even want to fuck with that? Then you've got no party preference. The guy looks like a priest or something. You got another one. You got another one. And then, okay, Marie Harabil, she is intriguing to me. And she's someone I'd love to get on the podcast. I've thought about trying to reach out to her, but there's not a lot of time. And again, I'm the king of burnout. I have so much going on. I don't want to overextend myself. But if I had a wish list, it would be her and Sonia Shaw. I would love to interview them before the election. Who knows? But I'm intrigued because a lot of my friends in the Bay like her. And they're, conservative or moderates. They're, I would consider them not radicals at all. They're live in San Francisco, but I have a number of people who live out here, right? So a lot of people, the buzz is that she is a good alternative. If you don't want to go psycho left, but you're not really a Republican, she's a good alternate to Wieners, right? And a lot of people are saying she's, she could push Wieners out. There's a lot of options in this district, by the way. So they list her as a moderate. I've researched her a little bit, and that's why I'm interested in her, because I think a lot of things she believes in, I believe in. But I'm not voting in that district. So I'm not endorsing her, but I would say a lot of the people I trust like her. That should tell you something. Okay. I have good friends. I have smart friends. And then, obviously it goes without saying, Wieners, we could do a week of podcasts on the evilness of Wieners, and one day someone should, and I just might do that. He's verified liberal, 100%. The problem with Wieners is he's done so much damage to California. If he gets into Congress, it's going to be fucking a nightmare. Jintao Zhang, hopefully I'm saying that right. He is a Republican that leans liberal. I'm confused by that. If you're a Republican and you're leaning liberal, you're called a liberal. So I wouldn't say that's not a recommended option if you're a conservative. David Gunzier, insufficient information. Who knows in San Francisco if you can even be right-leaning, but whatever. So in my opinion, you've got really one option. Look, it's not a throwaway vote. If you don't want to vote for a Democrat, you've got a Republican, just vote, okay? Show up and vote. There's no wasted votes. Your vote counts. The 12th, let me bust through this, man. It's taking forever. 12th district, no. This one like really depressed me. It's two loons. Loon 1 and Loon 2. It's just like, man, gosh, the Bay Area, man. There's not one Republican. This is why the California GOP is a failure. This is easy math. Get somebody to run in that district. Figure it out. There's got to be somebody. Give it a try. They don't even try. Okay, 13th. No. Okay, you've got Vin. He's an option for you. I'm going through this fast. Kevin Lincoln. Okay, I'll stop here. Let me tell you this. My best friend who passed away, I have some pretty good friends, but my best friend passed away like 2 years ago. And my best friend, who I knew for 30 years, 25 years, he knew Kevin Lincoln. He was very good friends with him. He loved Kevin Lincoln. Kevin Lincoln's from Stockton, Lodi, I think. Never met Kevin Lincoln, but if I'd had the chance, I probably would have. But Kevin Lincoln has some baggage from what I've heard. You researched that yourself. I haven't even researched it. It's probably easy to find. But I would say this, if my best friend told me to vote for him, I would probably vote for him because I trusted my friend before he obviously passed away. God rest his soul. So interesting. So I thought I'd say that. I would recommend voting for him if my best friend told me to, but I don't know it well enough to recommend it to you. Interesting, right? Kevin Lincoln. Okay, there you go. 14. No. We've got Wendy Huang. I think she's running a solid campaign. I believe I've seen something on her, so she might be the leading conservative. Dina as well. Dina Maldonado. I've seen some social on her. Those are two great options. Two great options for you guys in the 14. Is that 14? Yeah, 14. All right, in the 15. Let's see here. All right, Loon. Charles Holtier. He's an option. He looks like a guy that would be in a Bruce Willis Die Hard movie as like the evil senator. And then no, insufficient, no. Okay, so you have one option there. 16. Peter Sunday Soule. Looks like a good conservative option. There you go. 17. No. Gonna buzz through this fast. Oh yeah, Ro Khanna. Fuck no on that guy. There's a moderate that's a Republican. Jeannie Hoffman. There's an interesting conversation. Also, this gentleman, Ratish Tendon, if I'm saying it right, another Republican moderate. Moderates out there. There you go. I think that's Silicon Valley District. 18, I think it is. 18, no. Shane Lewis, he looks happy. He's an option for you. No, Zoe Lofgren, she's got a name brand. She is a loon. But I don't remember her loony. I don't remember what she's done, but I know she's a loon. 19, you've got Tuka Ghaffari, leans conservative. He's an option. You've got another option here. Peter Ko for Bika. He's got a nice aura there. So pictures mean a lot. Pictures mean a lot, guys. Get those. Some people just go on pictures. So for the 20, oh my God, Vince Fong, highly touted. He's an option for you. And there you go. In the 21st, Kyle Kirkland, and then Lorenzo Rios, two options for you Republicans. In the 22nd, David Valdayo, leans conservative. There's an option for you. In the 23rd, we've got loons everywhere. Jay Obernote, he's your option. There you go. In the 24th, loon, moderate. Okay. So we're in the 24th. We're in the same boat where the freaking GOP has let everybody down. You got a peace and freedom. You might as well be card carrying Antifa. And Bob Smith. Oh, I'm sorry. He's a moderate. That's why I was a little confused. Okay, Bob Smith with a very original name. You can look him up. Cece Andrada Truman, Republican. I am intrigued. I think I've heard some things about her, maybe not. It's so many names out there, but she looks like a solid option. Joe could be an option for you too. Joe Males, very meta. And then there you go. Oh, and then Ronald Huffman. He's got the hair. Okay, that's a convo. Very nice suit. That's a crisp tie and a collar. That's hard to pull that off. I'm intrigued. 26, you got Sam Gallucci. He's your conservative option, and then Michael Koslow and Bill Scott. Okay, he looks like a guy that'll give you a good conversation about why to vote for him. Okay, in the 27th, Jason Gibbs. I think he has street cred. Let's see here. He's your option there. To 28th, April Verlato. Sounds like that's your option. I don't know much about her. In the 29th, Rudy Melendez. He looks very serious. He's your Republican option there. In the 30th, you've got Dennis Faitosa. He leans conservative. Looks like he'd be your librarian or something. Sorry. And there you go. Oh, and then you got Scott Allen Myers. Why is his hand up there by his tie? That's odd. Okay, but got our attention. He's like putting a pocket protector. Revenge of the Nerds going on here. 31, Eric Chang. He looks like a great option. Do love the hair color. This cat's got old school Democrat street cred. I'm not recommending Ernestine Levi, man, he sounds familiar. Or it could be like a guy in another Bruce Willis movie. He's an option. The 32nd. You've got loons everywhere, and you've got Larry Thompson, who's a conservative, and he's your option there. On the 33, you've got Tom Herman. He looks like he needs to eat a sandwich and some vitamin C, but he's your option for conservative. I know that was me. We also have Stephanie Vargas. Stephanie looks like she is happy. Great picture. And then, we've got another Ernie Richter. Ernie, he looks like he could be like I don't know, kind of like a Dirty Dozen, like a general. I like that look. Insufficient information though. And and then we have Eugene Weems. He is a Republican option. There you go. Check him out, guys, on the 34th. By the way, it's kind of pricey to get. It's pricey to run, just so you know. So even if you don't know the names of these people, they're putting it together to get on this ballot. Calvin Lee, he is an option for you in the 35th. Oh, of course, we got Mark. Smile is Cargyle. Mike Cargyle. He's a lock, obviously. It's schematics. It's technicalities. It's going to be him against Norma Torres, Queen Loon in the general. In the 36, you got Houston Brigano, which is a cool name, by the way. It's like a name for an action hero. Like Indiana Jones. He's your conservative option there. Oh, and then there's that loon. Just get off my screen, you psycho. And then Melissa Tumin. Do not know anything about her, but you could research her as an option. And now to the 37. We're on the home stretch. Baltasar Federalizo. He looks like he could be a UFC fighter. He looks like Trump would say, he's a handsome guy. Trump would say that about him. Conservative option for you. Steve Hill, no party preference. Let's see here. There's your options. Far left. Really? Like we need far left. We've got plenty of that. The 38th, you got Pedro Antonio Casas. Looks like, that's maybe a military outfit or maybe a pilot. He is conservative. Monica Sanchez, I think she's a radical. I believe she is. And there you go. In the 39th, you've got Steve Manos. He's an option for you. Looks like he's going to roll through to the general. You've got District 40. Ken Calvert, he is a brand name in California. Now, Esther Kim Varett, she's a Democrat. I like her campaign stuff I've seen. I've got to say, she does. She's on the loon tree, but I don't know. Honorable mention that she got my attention. Young Kim, a lot of good street cred. Young Kim is an option for you there. More loons. Okay, there you go. In the 41st, Mitch Clemens. When I first saw this picture, I was like, he looks like he could be in a beer commercial. Like, Mitch, would you like a beer? Yeah, no, I'll just take a wine cooler. Like he's the anti guy, all right? Mitch, do you like cheese on your burger? I'll just go a little raw burger, a little not well done. Mitch looks like, I don't know about that picture, but research Mitch. At least he's a Republican. He's your option in the 41. 42, Brian Burley. Looks like a happy young cat. Nice name. He is an option. Long Pham is another option. If you don't want to go with a younger cat, you can go with an older lion. Long Pham. Then you've got a conservative with no party preference. Larissa Vermillion. Roll with that at your own risk. Research her. And then Noah Von Blum. It looks a little Pedro Pascal to me. Looks like Pedro in Game of Thrones, a little 10 years ago, Pedro. He's a conservative option. In the 43rd, Christian Morales. He's an option for you. And then you got Loon City. He's your option. Oh, yeah, Maxine Waters District. Can everybody just vote for Christian, please, and save us the trouble of all these low-hanging loons? And the 44th, we're at the end, guys. 44th, Genevieve Angel, leans conservative. I believe she's got some conservative cred. There's an option for you. So it looks like she's going to walk through to the general. And you've got Charlie Wynn, Charlie Wynn, conservative in the 45th. He's your option there. Also Chong Vo. And then Amy Fawn West. I think I've heard of her. And there you, now we're in the 46. Where are your options there? Loon. David Pan is an option. In the 47th, Bill Barrow. He is an option there in the 47th. You also have Christopher Gonzalez, Jenny Ray LaRoux. I believe she's got some conservative cred. I think I've seen some social on her. A lot of conservatives. This could be the most conservatives in a district. Michael Maxinti. And then you got some loons trying to hang in there. You got some moderates. I'm skipping them. And the 48th, you've got Jim Desmond. He's your conservative choice. In the 48th, California never fails to just give you 75 loons for one Republican. And the 49th, Armin Kuridan. It's almost 2 a.m. He's your conservative option there. Along with Star Parker. I like Star Parker's name. She's gorgeous. Nice picture, Star. It's nice to get a splash of color. Love the background. She is a conservative option for you in the 49th. In the 50th, here we go. Loons everywhere. They're all loons. You know what? GOP in California. Steve Cohen. Sorry, I missed it. Steve is a Republican. I missed it. Okay, and hopefully I didn't miss any other Republicans. If I missed you and you're watching this, I wasn't trying to miss you on purpose. In the 51st, we got Ricardo Cabrera. He's an option for you. He's the only option for you. In 52, Jeff Bell, conservative. And there you go. We did it. Okay, we got through it. Let's do our statewide. Okay, there's a lot of people on the governor. I got to go way down here to get through a lot of people for governor. A lot of people running. I think it's like 10 grand to register. Like, it's a lot to register. This cat stands out. Barack Obama Shaw. Everyone's been talking about him. I think he changed his name to Barack Obama. He's running for governor. Oh, whoops. He withdrew. That's very funny. Suck well. And she withdrew. Betty Yee. Okay, Lieutenant Governor, you've already got my endorsement. I'm not going to talk about anybody else, but where's my endorsement here? Okay, there was Tubbs you talked about. I guess I skipped him. Hold on. What is it? Where's my endorsement? Is he on the top? There we go. Let's go slow. All right, Fiona May, Oliver. Maybe I didn't pass him. Oh, wait a second. I did not endorse for Lieutenant Governor. Skip Shelton. I think Skip Shelton is one of your options. It was Attorney General. I was thinking Michael Gates. Sorry. Oh, Gloria Romero. I think she's got some street cred, Republican cred. Ebby Lynch. She's a Republican option. And then David Fennell. There's some options here. And then David Collenberg right on the top. Okay, sorry about that, guys. There's your options. I'm trying to remember who Steve Hilton was endorsing. Let's see here. Okay, Secretary of State. I think this one is just Don Wagner. He's your option. Controller is Herb Morgan. He's an option for you. Treasurer, Jennifer Hawks. Oh, sorry. I'm tired. She looks like somebody like comes from the Hobbit town or something. Republican David Serpa. Eleni has street cred, but she's a Democrat. David Serpa. And Attorney General. Get off my screen, you crook. Here it is. Michael Gates. He is my recommendation for you. And then where are we going to get here? A lot of attorneys. State Board of Equalization. There's a lot of these. Shannon Grove, she's a conservative powerhouse, I believe. So she's an option for you. Number 2, Board of Equalization. Brett, marry me. I wonder if is he trolling you? Mark McComas. Marry me. John Zakara, I guess. Okay, in the 3rd, you got Carlo Basali. I'm giving you guys a bang for your buck here. You got Stephen Halil. Halil, Ray Portela. These names are getting me tongue twisty. Okay. Dennis by Lieu. Yeah, I'm just making sure. No party preference. Making sure. State board equalization 4. Dennis by Lieu is your option there. Superintendent, I've already endorsed for whatever it's worth. Sonia Shaw. She is my pick. No one else will do. And that's it. Yay! Congratulations to Jason for getting through this. Okay, we are going to wrap this up. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me for my Ballot After Dark 2026 election primers. 2026, yeah. Priming you for the election. It's been a 2-hour show, one of my longest shows I've ever done. That wasn't a show that was about TV or movies. Please subscribe to me at Jason J. Daniel. If you've been watching this for 2 hours, first of all, I love you. You should marry me because that means you can put up with me. Second of all, you don't have much going on if you can listen to 2 hours of me. And third of all, you definitely must care. So if you do care, please smash that subscribe button, follow, subscribe. I cover sports. I do a lot of other stuff, TV and movies. We love talking. Please check out my socials for the next 3 days. Now, tomorrow I'm going to be taking it easy. I have to because I'm going to burn myself out if I don't. It's a family day. But Monday, we're going to be podcasting. I may do more than one podcast. It's going to be crazy. And then Tuesday, I might do an early morning podcast just to kick it off at 7 a.m. with a special guest, which is always fun. I know, very early. And then from there, here's the schedule. As soon as 6 o'clock, I think the polls close at 8 maybe out here. I will be going live around that time. I will be live for as long as it takes. I will be on for maybe 2 or 3 hours. As long as we're getting election results, I'll be getting results. I have friends that are out there. I'll be getting texts, and I know I'll be getting calls. I also will be inviting special guests to jump in live on the podcast with me. That'll be fun. I'll send them a link, and I'll just bring people in and out. That should be cool. First time I've ever done that. We'll see if it'll work. But stick with me. I will definitely be broadcasting, and we'll be talking about the election on Tuesday. I don't think we'll know a lot of the finalists or final results until a week or two out. I just know Gavin, or maybe a month. I know Gavin's going to do something like that. But we will have some other maybe local elections we could talk about. Oh, I forgot to talk about Oakland. Oakland has a Measure E, which is a tax measure. Contra Costa County, I think, has 2 tax measures. No new taxes. The Contra Costa, Alameda, and Oakland, all of them out there, they're burning your money. They're crooks. They're thieves. No new taxes. Barbara Lee is a con artist. Don't do it to yourself, Oakland. Okay. There you go. I have to get off the internet before I lose my mind. God bless you. Go with God. Via con Dios. Please stay safe. And thank you for supporting my podcast. I'm only doing it because you guys are watching it. And the feedback is always greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Have a great one. You guys take care.